Yeah, for another episode of Character Breakdown, let's have a quick look at the new Pete. Have a look at that lovely graphic. It's great to see Scopely giving us some more love with the cool graphics. It's definitely a huge improvement on that horrific Dwight one that was up a few days ago. Let's go over to the profile and check him out. He just popped up in the Premier Recruits. Here we go. So, just quickly looking at the 35 pack before we look at his profile. Bunch of trainers and more trainers. There you go. Alright, let's have a look at Petey Boy. His profile comes in at a relatively nice range. He's got just a little over 1100 HP, which is middle of the road, but he does have a pretty high defense, which is impressive, and a attack profile that is strongish. Where this character probably shines most is in the speed of his rush and in the rush itself. Now, the speed of his rush is at 58 AP, which means if you're having a leader that does not give a bonus to AP when attacking or defending, he is going to be going off on the fourth turn unless you can give him a huge bonus to AP when attacking weapon. In my opinion, bonuses to AP when attacking are superior to ones that you gain from defending, because when attacking, you have 100% control over the situation and how fast you gain AP, whereas with defending, it's up to the AI or human player who can use that to their advantage to attack certain cards or leave certain other cards alone until their rushes are ready to take you out. So a bonuses to AP when attacking, in my opinion, are far superior. So what makes his rush so interesting is that it does 60% HP heal, which is right up there with Morgan. So that is a very significant heal. It's really massive, to be honest. It's really quite good, and comes with, to boot, a 100% defense bonus for one turn. So you can essentially really tank, have your whole team tank for one whole turn. So how this card could be used very effectively would be potentially combined with Tyrese in an attack team, or yellow for taking out blues. He's going to give you that ability to have 100% coverage across the entire game once the first rush goes off. So you may have Pete as your first healer coming in on turn 3 if you give him a huge bonus to AP when attacking. So you have him rushing on turn 3 and Tyrese with a regular weapon, so going off on turn 4. And then for the rest of the match between the two of them, you're looking at between 80% and 100% defense bonus. So you become essentially eagle eye proof for the rest of the match. Even greens are going to have trouble scratching you. Combining that with the incredible size of the heal that he's doing, you can really just tank the rest of the match. So he could combine very well as well with human shielder. In fact, I think he'd go very well with a yellow Clem as leader, having him as the main healer with yellow Clem and a human shielder, which could be a green Lee or a yellow Michonne. Could be super effective. I personally would go in that build with a green Lee just because he's going to be a lot less susceptible to the kinds of cards that people are going to take against a build that they see that has yellow Clem. So greens are going to be less effective against him than against a yellow Michonne. So I'd be running the green Lee there, and then you'd want your two big hitters. So you could look at a mass damage Sandy, or you could even look at the combat armor Jesus. You could look at a reviver like Herschel, and then having your other hitter slot as maybe a Shiva potentially. I mean, she hits hard, but is missing out on weapon buffs, so maybe something like the green Michonne would be better instead. With the right weapon, she's not that slow. So, and you have the tank capability to give her the time she needs. So it's another pretty decent option there. So that those are ways that I would run it. Essentially, this Pete is the new Molly. In my opinion, he doesn't have the availability of Molly. You obviously have to get him in Premier recruits. However, his speed and the usefulness of his rush means that in a rainbow team, he can fill the same role that Molly gives. And that means that he's going to be super versatile. Yeah, that defense buff is only for one turn. However, he is dumping a fat heal a lot faster than any other character. I don't know of a character who does a 60% HP heal at that speed. I think that you're gonna get the most out of this card in any Ben build. So 5 card, or Vernon as well. I'm not Vernon, Victor. They both have more or less the same leader skill, but combining that medium bonus to AP when attacking, then you don't have to track down a huge bonus on your weapon. You could just be another medium bonus or larger. So in that kind of build, he has the capability to just be very effective. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this card gets rolled out across the meta, to be honest, because I think he is really good. And just like all healers, you only really want them if they can do 2 things at once. So whether that's a hit heal or a buff heal, you're usually not really wanting just a straight heal, just because the versatility isn't as strong. So here he's doing a buff heal, not quite as good as a hit heal like you'd find with Kenny or Dwight or Jesus, but or the new Rick. However, a buff heal is still a big deal, and that's why Molly had such a huge effect on the meta when she came out. Now he's a 5-star, which means that you're gonna start seeing him in top teams, especially in anti-blue. Now we can just have a quick comparison to Molly. I'm just going to try and take a mental photograph of his stats. 100, 800, 7, 9. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at Molly, because I've got a bunch of those. And bugger off. Okay, here we go. Now let's have a look at Molly's stats. Okay. Alright, so looking at the stats, he's more HP, so about 40 more HP. He's got a good 100 and something more defense, let's just call it 130. And he's got an extra like 120 attack. So his profile is significantly better. He isn't quite as fast, but with the right weapon or leader skill combination, as I've discussed before, he can be attacking at the same speed. So the amount of AP required is irrelevant in that situation. One thing I didn't mention with Pete is that he does come with a specialist skill, and that specialist skill is, in my opinion, one of the less effective ones, Retribution. But it is, it's not nothing, and if you're not using him as your leader, then you may as well take it, right? So I think that's kind of a cool idea, that he is just going to be a little bit annoying if you do take him out. If you manage to have a reviver on board, you can bring him back, and if he gets killed, he'll do it all over again. So that's something to look forward to. Anyway, these are my thoughts on the new Pete. I'm thinking I'm going to do a pull for him, because I could definitely use him in my yellow anti-blue build that you've seen in action from time to time, the one that runs Tyrese and Molly. Placing Molly out with Pete could give me that all-round defense coverage for the whole match. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you think, and subscribe if you like my content. That's all for now. Bag out.